Today, we step inside a world most people will never see, a world where survival is currency, where loyalty is life, where space is so limited that men sleep sitting up, hanging from staircases, or wedged beneath makeshift bunks. I'm not just telling you a story. I'm investigating a system, a culture, a crisis. This is the story of Filipino gang culture and the reality inside some of the world's most overcrowded prisons. The Philippines is home to some of the most overcrowded prisons in the world. Facilities designed for a few thousand inmates have held tens of thousands. Cells meant for 10 people sometimes confine 40 or more. Men sleep in shifts, packed so tightly together that there is barely space to understand Filipino gang culture. You have to understand the conditions that allowed it to grow. For years, the country's justice system has struggled with case backlogs, prolonged pretrial detention, and aggressive law enforcement campaigns that significantly increased arrests. Inside massive facilities like New Bilibid Prison, overcrowding reaches levels that defy imagination. Originally designed for a few thousand inmates, it has at times held more than 4 times its intended capacity. Dormitories are not quiet cell blocks with locked doors. They are massive open halls filled wall to wall with men. There are no personal cells for most inmates. Instead, space is divided unofficially by gang affiliation. One section belongs to one group, another to its rival. Even the staircases and upper walkways can fall under the control of specific factions. 2 of the most historically dominant prison gangs have been the Sputnik and Commando groups. Their rivalry has shaped internal power dynamics for decades. These gangs are not random clusters of violent individuals. They operate with organization and hierarchy. There are recognized leaders, spokespersons, enforcers, and coordinators. Disputes between members are often handled internally before they escalate. In many ways, gangs function like shadow governments inside the prison walls. They mediate conflicts, assign sleeping areas, enforce rules, and sometimes even coordinate with prison authorities to maintain a fragile stability. Violence does occur, sometimes explosively. Gang clashes have led to deadly riots in the past. When tensions rise, often triggered by territorial disputes, leadership struggles, or personal vendettas, including smuggled phones and other prohibited items, gangs frequently regulate or tax these activities. Members may collect small payments in exchange for protection or permission to operate small inmate-run stores. Over time, this creates a structured underground marketplace that strengthens gang influence. The roots of this culture extend beyond prison walls. In urban neighborhoods, street groups often form around identity, territory, or fraternity networks. Some begin as student organizations or community-based brotherhoods. Others emerge in areas where poverty and limited opportunities create a vacuum for belonging. Young men seeking protection or respect may join these groups early in life. Once there have been efforts at rehabilitation, education, and structured activity programs. Some facilities introduced vocational training, religious services, and even choreographed dance programs that once went viral internationally. Over the years, there have been multiple reports and investigations suggesting that certain high-profile inmates were able to access privileges far beyond what ordinary prisoners experience. In a system where resources are scarce and salaries may be modest, the temptation for bribery can increase. Even small payments can translate into significant advantages inside prison. Better sleeping arrangements, protection from rival groups, access to contraband, or preferential treatment. When inmates perceive that privileges can be bought, it undermines trust in the justice system and reinforces the belief that power belongs not to the institution, but to those who can manipulate it. The challenge moving forward lies in reducing congestion, accelerating legal processes, strengthening oversight, and expanding rehabilitation opportunities. Without systemic change, the cycle continues and gang culture remains woven into prison life.